Hello, and welcome to today's video. Today's video, I just want to, give my thank yous to my subscribers as we conclude the campaigns that were recently held when I stood as Zica Council for Commerce and Industry. And so that is what today's video is about. And I've got a timer with me. I'm going to start timing myself so that I record this video in 3 minutes. I don't know if it's working because last time my kids were messing up with it or playing with it, and I'm not sure if it's working, but regardless, it's the only system we have for this video, so it has to work. And even if it doesn't work, you have to trust the process, trust that this thing is gonna work correctly. So under 3 minutes, I am going to give you my thank yous, okay? So I'm timing. Can you hear it? I hope you can hear it. It's exactly 3 minutes, so I hope you can see it. And after 3 minutes, I need to stop talking because I have been given enough time to send the message across. All right. So I'm starting right now. Thank you so much to you guys that supported my campaign. As you are all aware, I stood as a candidate for Zica Council under Commerce and Industry. And it's a decision I made because I felt I have got so much to contribute towards the members of Zica, accountants who are members of Zica, and also students standing for various qualifications, ACCA, CIMA, CA, and all other accounting qualifications from the University of Copperbelt or Copperbelt University. And so I felt I had the right skills and experience to be a key contributor under council towards the welfare of our members, our members, and that is why I vied for this position of council candidate under Commerce and Industry. I work with SMEs every day, and I always engage and interact with fellow accountants through the workshops that I hold under SI Partners Africa, and so I really felt I was the right candidate for this position. And so I would like to thank the support that I received. I received tremendous support, and I actually didn't know how it was until I was at the venue, at the Avani, which is, by the way, Livingstone is a beautiful place. If you've never been to Livingstone, you need to get there and see the Victoria Falls, which is a marvel. And so, when I was doing the campaigns, I really wasn't aware of the support I was receiving. Of course, I knew of key instrumental young boys that were behind my campaign. And that did a lot in terms of ensuring that my flyers, my videos were widely circulated. I won't mention any names, but you know yourselves, guys. A big thumbs up to you. It showed. Let me give you the results. Your campaign, your efforts showed. So don't think that they didn't show. When I got to the venue at the Avani, I could feel the excitement in the room. Everybody knew that this is a Zica Council candidate. Mkonki is standing and we are voting for her. That is the spirit, that is the vibe I got. And so your efforts did not go in vain. Of course, by now we all know the results, or we are supposed to know the results, right? But what I can say is, up to now, I have not received my results in terms of how I performed as a candidate. A winner of 2 positions, winners were announced for the 2 vacant positions for Commerce and Industry. You heard their names. But when the results were being announced by the Electoral Commission chair, unfortunately, my name wasn't part of it, even though I thought I was a top contender. So it was quite shocking, I must say, that my name was not part of the list. Up to now, I'm doing this video on a Sunday because we have to close this chapter. I don't know the results that I got. I don't know if I got 0 or 200, 190. Was I number 3? Was I number 2? Was I number 1? I don't know. And I don't know why not. And so, guys, I can't give you any specific figures, unfortunately, but I hope to, if I'm able to access them. And so I just wanted to say a million thank yous to you. And let me now tell you about the benefits of attending this AGM. This AGM was a brilliant event for me. Not just because of the elections or that I was vying for Zica Council candidate, but guys, I met colleagues that I haven't met in years. And it was just fun to see the beauty and diversity of accountants in one room. I mean, there was almost over 2,000 participants at the AGM, especially on the day of the official opening. I mean, the place was full. And for me, I enjoyed interacting and talking to colleagues that I haven't met in a very long time. I also enjoyed networking with individuals from different, sectors. Commerce and industry is wide, right? But different sectors, from ministries, government ministries, from everywhere. It was so good to engage with people and actually just talk. I mean, where I was sitting, there was a presentation that was done on SME financing. And after the presentation was done, we started discussing alternative ways in which SMEs can access financing other than always focusing on, debt financing through financial institutions. There are so many options we can look at in terms of accessing financing for SMEs. We spoke about venture capital and how the challenges that we might have in terms of setting up angel investment schemes in Zambia that are serious. Challenges such as, offloading shares in a company. If a venture capitalist had to buy a stake in a company, there's supposed to be a market that is liquid where they can quickly offload off their shares if they're no longer interested in that. A few things that we need to improve in terms of our stock market and all of that. So overall, I had a fantastic time at the AGM. It was brilliant. I enjoyed it, and I hope I can, attend more events, not just AGM, actually more events such as this, to just network some more with colleagues. I've had this timer stopping. I'm not sure if 3 minutes has already passed, but hey, we can always break the rules. After all, we know what we are trying to achieve, right? So it's okay. So the beauty, the diversity of people in the room was something that made me ask myself to say, listen, look at all these beautiful accountants in this room. How can we tap into this diversity so that we can move our profession forward, and so that we can nurture the young accountants that are coming after us, so that we can be a Zica that is leading, okay, in terms of innovation, leadership, as well as just taking on board all voices. If you are a Zica member, your seat has to be, you have a seat in council, even though you won't sit in those meetings. And it is through the representatives that we elect. And so how can we enhance this diversity as accountants and drive our profession forward? And I think we've got so many opportunities to do that. And your voice needs to be heard as an accountant, a member of Zica. Don't be shy to voice out your concerns. Speak out. I mean, there are so many platforms now that you can utilize to speak out. All right. Now, let me answer a question that a lot of people or some people were asking, because when I stood as Zica Council candidate, you might have noticed that there was a name that was similar to mine. My surname was similar to another candidate. And yes, as we went along, a lot of people discovered that that name was actually a relationship of mine. I was related to the candidate, the other candidate that was vying for the same position, which is Zica Council under Commerce and Industry. And yes, many people came to know that my sister, my elder sister, was also vying for the same position. And so the question was, how could you both stand? Why didn't you just support one person? You were vote splitting. And did you even talk about this before? I talked to my sister and I talked to my relatives. I come from a big family, and I normally don't like to talk about my personal life on video. There are so many things that you guys don't know about my personal life, which is not really necessary. I will share a bit about my personal life when it is relevant and necessary. And I think today this is important for me to address. And so my elder sister also stood as a Zica Council candidate under Commerce and Industry. So let me answer your questions. Did you guys talk about this? Yes, we did. We did discuss this. There were options that we could have taken, but we could not because we were told we could not. Okay. And for those of you that know how the Zica Council applications are, I think you understand what I mean. And so after we discussed it, I mean, we agreed to, for me, I didn't mind my sister standing with me, because this is not a family thing. We are not making a council for our family, you know. This is a council for Zica, and I believe my sister has the skills and experience to be a brilliant Zica Council candidate. So even though I am out there in the public through my YouTube channel and through the Ndalama Insights radio program that I do on radio, it doesn't mean that my sister doesn't have the skills and experience to be a council member for commerce and industry, even public sector, by the way. That doesn't mean that. So there was no way I was going to stand on my sister's right as an accountant, ACCA, a fellow member of ACCA, highly qualified with huge experience in audit. My sister worked for 4 years in audit, and she's got huge experience also in commerce and industry. She qualified to be a Zica Council candidate just as much, if not more, than I did. And so if she expressed interest to stand, I did not see it right for me to say no, my sister, because I am a public whatever. I'm always on radio, I'm always on YouTube, so let me stand because I think people are more popular than you. It wasn't about popularity. It was about what can you contribute, you know, as a Zica Council. And my sister has a brilliant mind. She's probably, for me, I was vying for her because I believed she was the kind of person we needed for Zica Council. And as you elected her, you are going to see a difference in terms of your welfare as a Zica, you know, accountant, as an accountant who's affiliated with Zica, as an association of accountants. You are going to benefit from my sister's contribution, because I tell you, she's fantastic. Even though she doesn't have a public profile like I do, and doesn't mean that she's not doing the work. She does a lot of work, and actually she also contributes towards my insights and everything that I do. So I just wanted to clear that out. Did we split the votes? No, we did not split the votes. The votes were already split. We had 2 positions that were vacant for Zica Council sitting under commerce and industry, and there were 14 candidates. My sister was not a threat at all. I mean, there were 14 candidates vying for 2 positions, whereas for public practice there were 4 vacant positions, and there were like 4, 5, 6, and about 6 candidates, you know. So 4 positions, 6 candidates, huge chances of anybody, you know, being picked. And so for me, let's not look I looked at this, no, my sister, not as competition, but as an accountant vying for council. And if people loved her, I was going to love it too. I mean, just like I was going to love anyone who genuinely was elected to be council. That is what it's about. We all deserve an opportunity. Your voice needs to be heard. And so I'm not going to crush your voice because I think I'm more popular, or I think I'm more outgoing, or I think I'm more intelligent. I mean, we are all professionals affiliated to the same body. I was never going to stand on my sister's rights to, you know, stand as Zica Council for Commerce and Industry. And in fact, I believe she was the best candidate amongst us all. All right. So we've cleared that. Let's get it out of the way. And so I just wanted to say thank you so much. And as I conclude, I hope this experience, especially for you young accountants, I hope my experience as having run as council candidate for Zica, which is a big organization of accountants, has given you the courage to pursue your dreams, okay, relentlessly, as well as not to be afraid and not to worry too much about the outcome. Because for me, what I got at the AGM was a lot of perspective and insight, you know, actionable, you know, insights that are going to give me a lot of homework in terms of actionable steps that I take going forward. You know, having attended the AGM gave me perspective into areas that I might not have particularly paid attention to. And that is why for me, this was a great win, because now I truly understand where we stand, both as Zica and where my role, you know, can fit in really well, my contribution. I genuinely now have a really good picture of what it is, okay? And it's because of you guys, your support, and the strength. I rode on your wings, and this was a great win. You really need to understand that. And so thank you so much for the support that you gave me. And this is the end of Mukonki's campaign for Zica Council candidate. You will no longer hear about me talking about this anywhere. I just wish you the best, and let's continue engaging on this platform as I continue disseminating financial literacy education for all the masses, not just accountants, but for every one of you. I believe many of you subscribers may not even be accountants, but I'm really sorry I had to use this platform because it's an important platform. Okay, and I also hope that even you who's not an accountant, my experience and my journey also gave you the courage to pursue your dreams in whatever you are doing, and to ensure that your voice is heard in whatever way. Okay, you don't need to be an accountant for you to achieve this. You have the support. We will support you as well, just as I had silent supporters, individuals that were campaigning for me. Young people came to me in the AGM and said, Madam, we were supporting you. I received at least 4 people, you know yourselves, within the AGM, young people that said, Madam, I've been campaigning for you. We are rooting for you. You are going to win this. And not just those, so many others were like, we've been rooting for you. So all the best. I have to end this video now. Ciao, and see you in my next video.